It's 11 p.m. and these are the headlines. As the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, signed a presidential decree convening the electorate for an early presidential election on the 7th of September 2024, and the National Independent Authority for the Elections will distribute the signature subscription forms starting from tomorrow. And with the official start of the electoral process in Algeria, all attention is on municipalities now. Case in point tonight of Jaya province, as everything is ready to launch the operation of the electoral body convocation. Agriculture will shed in the light tonight on Tarf province with its new technologies and techniques used to enhance its potential. Al-Makhzen and the Morocco-Gate scandal once again is in the top stories, tackling the use of Pegasus spyware against politicians. Welcome back. Today, and in accordance with the Constitution, notably its Articles 85 and 91, paragraph 7, 10 and 11 at Article 62, paragraph 2 and 246 of the Ordinance 2101 of the 26th of Rajab 1442, corresponding to the 10th of March 2021, on the organic law related to the electoral system amended and completed, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, signed the Presidential Decree 24-182 of the 2nd of Dhul Hijjah 1445 on convening the electorate for an early presidential election on the 7th of September 2024. The presidential decree stipulates that the exceptional revision of the electoral rules starts on Wednesday, the 12th of June 2024, and wraps up on Thursday, the 27th of June 2024. And starting from tomorrow, the National Independent Authority for the Elections will proceed to the distribution of the subscription of the signatures to the candidates for the 7th of September presidential elections, following today's summoning of the electorate by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, in accordance with Article 91 of the Constitution. Under the terms of Articles 251 of the Organic Law relating to the electoral system, the declaration of candidacy must be filed within the 40 days of the publication of the presidential decree. The declaration results from the filing of an application registration before the chairman of the Independent Authority by the candidates for the delivery of a receipt. The National Independent Authority shall rule on the validity of the candidacies by reasoned decision within a maximum period of 7 days, starting from the date of the submission of the declaration of candidacy. In accordance with Article 252 of the Organic Law, and the interested party is immediately notified of the Independent Authority's decision, and in case of rejection, the candidate may lodge to an appeal before the court within 48 hours. The National Independent Authority forwards to the Constitutional Court its decisions on the candidacies, along with the candidates' files within a period not exceeding 24 hours starting from the date of the announcement of its decisions. And the Constitutional Court validates by a decision the definitive list of candidates for the election, including appeals within a maximum period of 7 days, starting from the date of the transmission of the last decision of the National Independent Authority. And as I said earlier, starting from tomorrow, the National Independent Authority for the Elections will distribute the signature subscription forms for the 7th of September presidential elections. The candidates will have 40 days to submit their files. More explanations with Yasser Hamdi.
With the official summoning of the electorate, the Algerians are getting ready for a new step in building the new Algeria. The citizens will be mobilized and informed about this electoral deadline. It's a constitutional formality, and the confirmation of the upcoming elections on the 7th of September as announced by the head of state on the last 21st of March. The transparency of the elections increases the faith and the trust of the electors in our democratic system. It is also a proof of the total devotion of the President of the Republic towards the respect of the democratic principles. This act represents the aspirations of the active citizens to participate in the political life of the nation. The constitutional measures taken for this operation perfectly reflect Algeria's devotion towards the respect of the democratic principles and the constitutional values. This process shows the determination of the highest authorities of the country to offer each Algerian the opportunity to take part to the political life of his country. The presidential elections are the occasion for the citizens to make their voice heard and contribute to the edification of the new Algeria, a proof of the total trust of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, in the political maturity of the Algerian people. This democratic call reflects the will of the nation in taking part to the positive transformation of the country that started 4 years ago. On Sunday, the National Independent Authority for the Elections will start distributing the signature subscription forms to the candidates of the presidential elections before receiving the candidacy declarations that include the written and signed commitments of the candidates on the non-use of the fundamental components of the national identity for partisan purposes, the preservation of the national sovereignty, the preservation of the integrity of the national territory, and the respect of the Republic's principles.
And with the official start of the electoral process in Algeria, all attention is on municipalities now. As I said, case in point tonight, Bijaya province, as everything is ready to launch the operation of the electoral body convocation. Reported by Naima Haush, taken up by Najah Tayyar.
For the start of the operation of the electoral body convocation, Bijaya province is doubling efforts to get everything ready.
We have started the preparations by setting up 2 cells at the level of the town hall and 7 at the annexes level. These cells will legalize subscriptions of the candidates in the presidential elections. They will work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. the whole week but Friday.
Bijaya province has taken all necessary measures for the success of the electoral process and all its steps. All is prepared and organized concerning the legalization of subscriptions of the candidates in the presidential elections. This province electorate reached the number of 101,530 voters.
The citizens of the province have expressed their satisfaction with the authorities' organization.
Everyone is talking about the presidential elections in our country. The preparations here already took place, and for that we thank the officials of Bijaya municipality. The reception is very good here, and everything is ready for us to vote in perfect conditions. We hope that all Algerians join.
All municipalities of Bijaya province are equipped with fiber internet to ensure a smooth operation.
And tasked by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, the PM Nadil Arbawi presided over today in the International Conference Center Abdulatif Rahal the ceremony awarding with the Ali Maashi Prize of the President of the Republic, the young artist. This prize marks the anniversary of the assassination of the artist martyr Ali Maashi by colonial forces on the 8th of June 1958. Amid the ceremony, members of the FLN artistic troupe presented to the PM a book destined to the President of the Republic, a book on the contribution of this artistic troupe to the glorious liberation revolution. The ceremony was organized by the Ministry of Culture and Arts under the patronage.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا صدق الله العظيم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الصلاة خير من النوم الصلاة خير من النوم الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعده.
Of the President of the Republic. And moving on to another topic, the one of agriculture, as we will tackle the potential of Taraf province in this field. The farmers in this area are diversifying their crops, notably the fruit trees, by using new technologies and techniques. Our field reporter Badia Amarni came with the following, taken up by Rania Al-Bahri.
Known for its heavenly beaches, popular with millions of summer visitors annually, Taraf also has countless agricultural potential, particularly in arboriculture and viticulture. We are here in Bisbas municipality, where the farmer Azdin launched into integrated agriculture. Thanks to the state support, clementine, peach and apple trees are planted in his land.
We launched our project in 2023. The state helped us with drilling and the installation of geomembrane basin, where I released 40,000 fish species and the red tilapia, which allows the fertilization of the ground. We have 16 permanent employees. The seasonal job created can reach 120.
In addition to irrigation, drip irrigation and this aquaculture basin, where freshwater fish, namely red tilapia, this investor has adopted new technologies to better manage his agricultural operations on his land. His son and other employees were busy to plant peach trees in his farm.
We work in the land of our ancestors. My father made me love this work. Algeria has a fertile land. I advise young people to work in agriculture.
Not far from his farm, another adventure in the field of arboriculture with the cultivation of flat peach, Samantha variety, and nectarine, a fruit prized by the Algerian consumer and whose picking operation is coming soon.
نحن عائلة فلاحة أب عن جد كنا نشطو في الزراعات.
We are farmers from father to son. Before we were specialized in large crops, cereals in particular. For around 10 years we invested in arboriculture to follow the needs of customers who like this variety of fruits. We cultivate 50 hectares of peach. We employ 50 to 60 employees per day. Our ambition is to import our goods abroad. In 12 to 14 days, we will begin harvesting the Garova nectarine fruit. The harvest is abundant.
This investor was also interested in viticulture, and his experience is already crowned by two varieties, and not the least, the Red Globe and Victoria, which is in reality a cross between the Cardinal and Beirut date palm varieties.
We are introducing the cultivation of grapes. We are following the footsteps of our colleagues of Pomerdes and Ain Timushint. We have invested 12 hectares and we are expected a harvest of 250 quintals per hectare. Arboriculture in Tarif province has improved thanks to the partnerships put in place. We have reached more than 600 partnership contracts. We have produced 64,000 quintals of citrus fruits this year.
More and more economic operators in Tarif are investing in agriculture, as evidenced by great achievements recorded by this province in the field of agriculture.
Still with agriculture, and in order to develop and promote a sustainable agricultural production in Algeria, efforts are being deployed and were the main topic of a regional meeting that was organized in Blida province, gathering several central provinces, which brought to the foreground the government support that contributed greatly in this year's harvest. Report by Badia Amrani once again, but this time taken up by Najah Tayar.
In Blida province, a meeting was held bringing together 10 central provinces discussing methods to develop agriculture. The participants discussed also the authorities' support granted to farmers by providing the resources needed to implement their strategy of grain self-sufficiency, which resulted in the harvest of more than 60 quintals of cereals per hectare in the south of the country this year.
In
the south of Algeria, the harvest is over 60 quintals per hectare. In some areas, it is between 77 and 86, all thanks to the President of the Republic's decision of compensating farming.
Despite the global climate change, which has not spared Algeria, the country's authorities have launched an ambitious program to develop the cereal sector by increasing storage capacity and applying the results of universities' researches.
The CCLS has granted us with highly developed harvest storage equipment.
The state has a project of increasing the storage capacity of Algeria to 10 million tons. The authorities have already launched the project. The agriculture minister visited last week Bouira province. He also signed for the inauguration of 2 storage projects in our province. The Algerian universities with professionals in agriculture are doing research about the climate change impact on agriculture to take the right decisions for a better future of agriculture in Algeria.
The meeting highlighted also that to reach a satisfying development in the agricultural sector, it is necessary to reactivate professional organizations operating in various agricultural sectors, such as cereals, fruit, milk, and red meat.
Moving on to education now. The Baccalaureate exam begins tomorrow. During 5 days, more than 860,000 candidates will go through examinations on what they've studied during the scholar year. Several measures have been taken to ensure the smooth running of this national exam, and the 2,869 centers mobilized across the country. And for the first time in the history of Algeria, the Art Baccalaureate will take place too for the concerned students. Yasin Hamdi explains.
More than 860,000 pupils, including 37 of free candidates, are going to take the Baccalaureate exam, a decisive challenge for which 2,869 exam centers have been mobilized in the whole country. 971 candidates with specific needs will benefit from adapted conditions such as Braille exams for the visually impaired candidates and specific measures for those with motor disabilities. The 2024 session is marked by the organization of the first Art Baccalaureate for 146 candidates in 4 specialties, namely music, audiovisual, theater and plastic arts. To ensure the smooth running of the exam, a rigorous monitoring system has been set. The Minister of Education, Abdel Hakim Belabed, reassured the candidates by affirming that the subjects will be adapted to the pupils who constantly attended the class. The minister has also highlighted the importance of getting to the exam centers early. They will be open an hour and a half before the start of the tests. And to prevent from cheating at the national exams, the public authorities adopted a legal and strict policy in coordination with the sectors of education and justice.
In the international scene, the death toll from today's massacre in the center of Gaza reached no less than 210 martyrs, with 400 injured. The victims were taken to the Shuhada al-Aqsa hospital, where the situation there is catastrophic due to the overcrowding and the large number of martyrs and injured people already there. For more than 2 hours, Zionist artillery and aircraft carried out attacks in the west and the east areas of the Nusayrat camp. And Palestine's permanent representative to the UN, Riyad Mansour, welcomed the decision of the UN of adding the Zionist entity to its list of shame of the committed abuses against children, a move seen as an important step in the right direction towards ending the culture of impunity from which the occupied has benefited from for too long now. And relations between Morocco and the European institutions are under high tensions following the Moroccan Gate scandal involving the use of Pegasus spyware against leading politicians. Paris and Madrid are cooperating to put an end to the illegal activities of the Makhzen. Belgium has also opened an investigation into Moroccan influence and discussions that took place with French authorities to coordinate a legal response. Morocco, and in this crisis, seeks to stop these investigations by all means. Wanya al-Bahri reports.
Shaken by political and social tensions on a national scale, the Makhzen is plunged by the twists and turns of the Morocco Gate scandal, a scandal which doesn't seem to have revealed all its secrets and whose consequences continue in particular on diplomatic relations between the Makhzen and the European institutions, in particular the European Parliament. This scandal adds to that of the use by the Moroccan secret services of the Pegasus spyware against thousands of people, including journalists, lawyers, activists, and senior officials. The latter decided to conspire on the plans, security, and judicial to try to put an end to the mafia of the Makhzen. Last April, while Belgium was preparing to strengthen its relations with Morocco through an official visit, the Brussels prosecutor's office confirmed the opening of an investigation into Moroccan influence in Belgium, including allegations of corruption. According to Belgian media, this movement is part of the broader context of international interest for Moroccan influence operations. The French National Financial Prosecutor's Office should be involved in investigations into serious financial crimes in Morocco, as revealed by sources close to the matter. The judiciary in France, independent of the political influence of the French government, is discreetly tightening its grip on the mafia-like practices of the Makhzen. Morocco is also seeking to hire a consulting firm to help in its European public affairs and to exert pressure on the magistrates and police officers involved in the investigations. With the support of Abdelrahim Atmoun, Moroccan ambassador to Poland and financer of this mafia network.
And we end our edition tonight with the activities of an association based in Lyon. Its goal is to grant the links between our community established in the region and their homeland in order to enhance the sense of belonging among its members. Reports by our special envoy Hisham Dao, taken up by Manal Mafa.
Created on October 18, 2018, Givor Mémoire is one of the active associations among our communities settled abroad, more precisely, the commune of Givor in Lyon, France. The members of this association aim to contribute in the transmission of the Algerian memory as well as the celebration of all historic dates related to Algeria's resistance history. These celebrations of historic dates is directly linked with the sacrifice of the Algerian people, is one of the actions undertaken by the Givor Mémoire Association members.
In Givor, we have 2 steles. We coordinate with the local authorities to organize celebrations in order to transmit these historic events to younger generations.
All means are mobilized for the citizens of Givor to consolidate their ties with their country, and nothing is better to travel to the land of their ancestors and experience it firsthand.
Many youngsters do not know their country of origin. They never went there, so it is a beautiful discovery for them.
Despite living abroad, our Algerian community of more than 7 million is still attached to its motherland, and the role of these associations is to consolidate this sense of belonging.
And that was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.